What is up, peeps? FTWTVHD here, to welcome you back to another YouTube video, and today we are going to be doing another deck showcase. So, welcome to the showcase. Now, that was cringy. We are going to be doing a Garchomp. Buzzwole is just a Garchomp deck, really. This is not the Garchomp you're thinking of. You probably aren't thinking of that Garchomp because you can see on the screen it's not the Cynthia Garchomp. It is the one from, I think it's Breakpoint or Breakthrough. No, Breakthrough is the diamondish logo. I think it's Breakpoint. You know, correct me if I am wrong on that one. Don't quote me. But I think this is the one from Breakpoint. This is the Garchomp that does Turbo Shot for 60 damage, plus accelerating any energy from your discard to any Pokemon. And of course, we have Bite Off, which is 80, plus 80 if it's hitting an EX. If this was more recent and it did say GX, this card would be ridiculously great. But it only does that to EXs, which is not fantastic. But the point of this deck, let's go for the concept first before we get into anything else, is that we have the opportunity to do as much damage as possible without using as much energy and also reducing the amount of prizes that can be taken. So, let's actually go into the Pokemon. Of course, you have your main attacker here, which is Garchomp, and that is a weird bug that has just popped up on the window. That's very weird. Huh. Anyway, so we have Garchomp, and this, again, as I said, is going to be used primarily for its first attack, so we can accelerate to this bad boy here, which is Buzzwole GX. Again, that's only if we need to. Garchomp in itself with Strong Energy Choice Band will hit a 110 for this. If we have another Strong Energy and a Choice Band, I believe we will be hitting, if I'm correct, 130, so I believe it's 150 actually. So wait, 80 plus 80, 20 plus 20 is on 120 plus, yeah. So we'll be hitting 150 with Bite Off without even needing the extra damage for hitting an EX. So we can hit 150 with Choice Band, or we can hit a 110 with Choice Band. The 110 will accelerate energy, whereas the 150 will just be a 150. And 150 from a single prize Pokemon is absolutely fantastic. Now, with that said, we can even hit higher numbers if we get both Regirock out, and that will be a 160, 170, which is a one-shot on a Tapu Lele. So, if we get all the cards out, we can one-shot Lele's, but we're not looking to one-shot with this deck. We're looking to have, again, as much damage with as little cost. And the little cost is that we're going to, the only cost, sorry, should I say, is that we're going to be using... it's going to be a two-shot deck rather than a one-shot deck, but the benefits are it's a singular prize Pokemon that we're using, and well, that's just really the benefit of itself. We don't lose the prizes as much as we would if we were playing a GX. So, with that said, as I said, we do play with Regirock. I did mention that. We would be playing with Diancie Prism Star, but it's not out yet. We will once it does come out, because Diancie Prism Star is just two Regirock EXs put into one, without the need of losing a potential EX and losing two prizes. So it's just going to be fantastic. So as soon as that card is released, we're going to be throwing that in here and replacing that with the Regirock, freeing up some space so we could throw something like a Buzzwole or something in there. I'm not too sure. So we have Buzzwole, speaking of. We only have the one. The reason being is just so we can have a high damage Pokemon if we so need it. Because this deck doesn't do too much damage, Buzzwole is there to cover that area if it's necessary. Similar to that of Lapras in a Glaceon GX deck, this is, you know, a similar dynamic, right? You're not going to be hitting too much damage with your main attacker, but also you have the secondary attacker, which can hit big numbers if you get the energy right. The good thing is Garchomp accelerates energy, so, you know, if we come up against a grass-type Pokemon or something like that, then we can just throw energy onto that Buzzwole, start accelerating, and go ahead and start using Absorption, Knuckle Impact, stuff like that, so we can just go ahead rapidly on the prizes. Oranga is just for that extra bit of draw to make sure that, you know, we don't hit zero in a hand. You know, we will always have at least 3 cards, which is great. So that's pretty much it. Tapu Lele, everyone knows why Tapu Lele exists, why it's here. And in almost every, if not every deck in the format. We do need consistency, and that's what Tapu Lele does for us. We have 3 Nest Balls. We are not playing Bridget. I think with this deck, Nest Ball is fine. I feel like Bridget is not 100% needed. It's something I'm considering, so I might make a variant where it does play Bridget instead of Nest Ball, just to see how that plays out. But honestly, this deck plays fine without a Bridget. I don't think it's too crazy important. Now, of course, we have Rare Candy. We have 4. I might reduce that to 3. The reason we have 4, again, is just more consistency, but I might reduce it to 3 because we only have 3 Garchomp in the deck. So, again, it's really down to preference, what you think there. That's something you could decide when taking. We have Rescue Stretcher. We have the 1. Of course, this is to make sure that Buzzwole can be played to its maximum potential. You know, if it gets knocked out, we can go ahead and bring it back in and start accelerating it to it again if we so need the big damage. So that just helps with Buzzwole's consistency in this deck. And also, we may miss out on some damage, if we have a Regirock in the discard pile. Let's say we discarded from Ultra Ball, it got knocked out. We may miss the damage by just 10. We can just go Rescue Stretcher for that Regirock and just add that extra damage so we can get the knockout we need. Ultra Ball, of course, any search option is great, but an Ultra Ball discarding 2, finding any Pokemon is fantastic. So, of course, we've got that for the Lele's and to search out the Pokemon we need. Parallel City, that's just to limit the opponent. Because this deck doesn't hit crazy damage, you're going to need something that's going to limit your opponent at least, so you can make up for that. So Parallel City does that. We have Cynthia just for the shuffle draw. Of course, we don't always want to be discarding. We have Guzma for the, of course, Gust effect. Given that Garchomp has free retreat, we can retreat Garchomp, Guzma something up, bang, we can hit what we want with Garchomp pretty much all the time, as long as we have a Guzma in hand. So that's great. We have Lily, of course, for the turn 1, Lily, which is absolutely fantastic, is proven to be great, given the effect of, if you can thin down your hand right away, and find a Lele, or if you have it, a raw turn 1 Lele, which is even better, you can just draw 8, until you have 8 cards in your hands. Beautiful, right? You can just set up so quickly with that. That's why you don't really need to bridge it. N, of course, N has proven to be pretty good in this deck. Because this deck is a stage 2, it does fall behind quite quickly, especially with the current format being so dominant or dominated with basic Pokemon that to take prizes so quickly. So we're going to be losing less prizes, but we still will be losing prizes by the looks of it. So N is great for just, limiting the opponent again. Like an N in Parallel City is just crucial. If you parallel your opponent and play N to like 2 or 1, if you do go to that dire state, there's barely anything they can do. So obviously depending on their setup. So N's quite good in this. Sycamore, again, I'm considering reducing a rare candy, adding another Sycamore, because the hard draw is so important in this deck, and discarding energy is also quite important for accelerating it. So again, I'm considering that, so I might do that, but we'll stick with this list now. We have 2 Skylar. It's super consistent. I think any stage 2 needs a Skylar just to up its consistency and make it more likely for you to get out the Pokemon you need to get out, especially if your main attacker is a stage 2. Of course, let's say you have Gibble, you've got a Lele in hand. A Lele is basically, you can basically Lele for a rare candy. You can Lele, Skylar, rare candy, bang, you've got your Pokemon out. At the expense of not having any draw options, but if Orangru's out and you have a little hand, you can make use of that. We have 4 strong energy and 5 basic energy. Considering this deck just primarily uses 1 energy, we're going to be looking for Jet Punch and Turbo Assault more than anything. We don't need that much energy, but we got 5 just so we can accommodate for Buzzwole's free energy attack costs. And, if in a dire situation, we can go for Regirock's or Orangru's attack. So either or is just a last option, so that's why we play 5, just to count that in. So that's it. That's the actual deck list, but let us go into a game and see how it performs. I do want to note this deck is very, very easily hard countered by by grass type Pokemon. So it's going to be very hard to counter that, really. The grass type primarily weak to fire. There's no real ideal fire type tech options you can throw into any deck or into a fighting deck specifically. The only one you could think of that plays double colorless that I could think of just offhand would be, I don't know, a Reshiram, with Outrage, double colorless, 10 plus, I believe it's 10 for, or no, 20 plus 10 for every damage counter. Again, it's not a great tech, honestly. So I'll try and, I hit the microphone there, sorry. I'll try and see if I can find a fire type tech to throw into the deck so we can accommodate for that. But at the same time, Buzzwole usually does well against that, but it depends whether or not they get rid of the Buzzwole or not. Because I've noticed a lot of... sorry, I've got a mosquito in my room and it's trying to attack me. Go away! Yeah! Yeah! Okay, that's dealt with. Sorry. Right. What was I saying? Buzzwole, yeah. Buzzwole can deal with the grass types quite easily. Bulu it struggles with a little bit, but that's, I guess, its hard counter is Tapu Bulu. So we're going to be playing what looks like a Gardevoir deck, which is fantastic because I'm not a fan of playing against Gardevoir. I don't think anyone is a fan of playing against Gardevoir, really. As soon as Gardevoir's out, it's just, well, game over. The energy you put on is going to add their damage. The energy they put on is going to add damage. Oh, it's just so powerful. Let's see what they actually pull out of the bag. So they've paralleled me, which is quite bad, actually, because I can't parallel them in return. I can't put a parallel on top of a parallel. It's just not ideal. So this is not great. Okay, I'm honestly going to charge up Buzzwole here. If I'm playing what I think we're playing, it's going to be so important to make sure that we just charge this up. I didn't play Regirock because we don't know what's going on yet. I'm not going to play a Rangaroo for the sake of bench space. We're going to skip and sorry, we're going to pass and leave it there because I don't. Bench space is super precious right now. Wow, they're getting nothing. Okay, that's quite crazy, honestly. Now, I could get greedy and attach a strong to Gibble and then go for a 60. But I'm not going to do that. And I might Oranguru Sycamore here, if I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I'm actually Sycamore. Let's see if we get a float. If we get a float, then we can be really... Okay, we got a float stone, so we can, decidedly be greedy here and go for a... I believe it's an 80 damage Jet Punch. Do I be greedy? I'll be greedy. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go for it. This is risky because putting something like this in the active is not ideal. I mean, if I want to, I can grab myself a Regirock, but I mean, I'm not getting a one shot. So what's really crucial here? All we need if they don't get any bench, because it seems like they're really struggling here. They've quit. We'll go for another game because I assume they just did not get the cards they want. Maybe it wasn't playing Gardevoir. Maybe it was playing a Sylveon deck and they just wasn't getting their Eevees out. Never know. Good thing as well, this deck is pretty good against Hooper. Of course, you're using a non-GX. You're dealing a decent amount of damage. Weakness, you're going to be one-shotting a Hooper. So this deck is not afraid of Hooper at all. So that's something that you don't need to worry about. Oh, this is quite a terrible hand, actually. Regirock at the start is not great. Honestly, that's the problem with playing 2 Regirock. You're quite likely to hit it. But that's the reason why I play 4 Gibble, so we can hit a Gibble at the start. But I guess that's not important. Right, we're just going to get the parallel out now. Now, I do talk about turn 1 Lily a lot. But, yeah, I'm going to play Cynthia. I'm going to play Cynthia because Matt Lily is just not going to do anything great. Okay, we have Buzzwole. That's something. No energy attachment this turn is going to be harsh. Now, I really should have looked at my opponent's deck before benching, because I've just realized we are going to be playing what looks to be an Espeon Garb. Problem of that is Buzzwole gets destroyed by Espeon Garb, so that's not great. I should have thought about that before I'd gone ahead and benched him. That's a shame. That's a shame. Okay, so we got a Gibble. That's good. That's good. So this is personally why I'm considering playing Bridget, if I'm going to be honest here. Do I Ultra Ball? I honestly don't think I do. Can I Guzma? Right, this is awkward because I have a rare candy. And I can Ultra Ball next turn for a Garchomp. Or I can Ultra Ball for a Lele. Okay, this is fine. Right, I'm dwelling over having no energy to attach, but I keep forgetting this deck does not want to have energy attachment every turn. This deck just wants to get set up, and then, 1 energy is fine. So, this is okay. Honestly, I'm still scared of a potential Guzma. They could have a 120, just a 120, I think it's Psybeam, or is it Psychic? I think it's Psybeam. A 120 Psybeam for confusion onto my Buzzwole, which would just screw me over. But we have Guzma, so we can Guzma out of that, right? Okay, they're not Guzma me, that's okay. It looks like they didn't really have any draw support, honestly. And it looks like they're struggling to get their energy as well, which means it's not that scary. Well, speaking of, they've got the energy now. So here comes the Espeon. Now, if we manage to grab ourselves we get ourselves a thing, that'd be fantastic. Right, I'm going to go do that, just in case we need Gabite in the future. Let's get you out. So, if we grab ourselves an energy and a float, this would be, ideal, right? If not, we're screwed. I really need a float stone. Odds of getting it? Low. It's painful. Right, we're just going to have to go. We're just going to have to pass and hope somehow we find a way out. Okay, we're going to get another Gibble out because we do need to be cautious of this Espeon. The good thing is this Espeon's not going to fare extremely well against my Garchomp because I'm just going to stick to the 1 energy, honestly. If I go to 2, they'll be hitting an extra 60 on me. That'll be 120. Again, they're not one-shotting me, but it's going to be quite easy for them. So Garchomp is actually okay against Espeon. Not too concerned. I don't know why he didn't attach a double to the active. He could have gone for a divide. You know, he could have taken out the Gibble and... well, he couldn't have knocked out the Regirock, but he could still could have gone for a divide and just done some extra damage. But I guess he's trying to be a bit disciplined. Okay, so that's even better. Now, I might harsh play here and just go for a Sycamore. We need Harsh Draw. We need Floatstone ASAP. We've hit it. That's fantastic. And we've got that. Do I bench another Gibble? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm actually going to get rid of a Float and Choice and grab a Gabite, so we don't have to worry about hitting Rare Candy if this gets knocked out. And unfortunately, I don't think we have an energy in a discard, so there's no real benefit here to using Turbo Assault. But the good thing is here, we can just go, you know, do a nice 110, 120, is it? A nice 120, which is great. That's fantastic. Also, the good thing is Psybeam's not going to do anything here. The reason being is because all I need to do is grab another Garchomp and I'm good. Because at the free retreat, I can just retreat out, go for a second's attack here with another Garchomp. And hopefully, if I get a Choice Band or just a Strong Energy, get a knockout. So that'd be ideal as well. Wow, they haven't got another Espeon. Oh, that's not good. They've prized their other Espeon. That's not great at all. Right, so let's see if we hit Garchomp Strong or Garchomp Choice. I don't think... Okay, we hit Strong, so I'm just going to hit that here. I know that's detrimental, but... Oh, the thing is, we don't get another Garchomp, though. That's tough. That's real tough. Oh, okay. There's so much potential here, right? We can go for a Sand Tomb for 40, 50, 60. Or we can just risk it. And just go for another Turbo Assault here. Let's risk it. Come on, coin flip. Yeah, look at that. We got the knockout. Fantastic. Look at that. So you can see why this deck is fun and it's good. I mean, you're hitting 120 for 1 energy. Just as simple as that. Obviously, you need the damage modifiers. You need Strong and Choice, which is card combos that are going to be hard to hit and you're not always going to hit them. But we're hitting 120 for just 1 energy. That's great. That one-shot to Zoroark. Oh, okay, that's another victory then. I think we have to leave it at that, I'm afraid. It's a bit of a shame that both times they conceded on us so early, which is not ideal because I'd like to do a full game. But I hope this deck I hope this video does show its potential. It's a stage 2, so it's hard to set up. Maybe it's better off to go and play a Bridget. I'm not too sure. Bridgets usually are great for stage 2, usually are better for stage 2, so you know maybe that's something to consider. But yeah, this deck is fun. It has the potential to one-shot Zoroark, it has potential to one-shot Tapu Lele if you hit the numbers, and it's going to have even more potential in the future. So again, it's something to consider. But other than that, I will leave you to it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Do of course subscribe if you did like this video, and of course leave a like if you did like this video. Other than that, I'd like to thank you guys again for watching. Thanks for your time. Do take care and peace.